Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for science? So we are now in week 3, quarter 3. So what is our objective? Demonstrate how sound, heat, light, and electricity can be transformed. From your previous lesson, you have learned that there are forces that affect the movements of different objects. In this lesson, you will understand that forms of energy like sound, heat, light, and electricity can be transformed. You will be able to demonstrate these energy transformations. So let us talk first, what is energy? So when we say energy, that is the ability to do work or the capacity to do work. So there are different forms of energy such as chemical, sound, light, heat or thermal, electricity, mechanical, radiant, and geothermal. So like gravity and friction, sound, heat, light, and electricity are other forms of energy that may be explained in terms of movement of smaller objects. So let us talk first about chemical energy. So when we say chemical energy, that is stored in the bonds between chemical compounds such as atoms and molecules. So what are the examples of objects that has stored energy? So we have food, firewood, firecrackers, and battery. So take a look at the illustration here, children. So this shows what we call photosynthesis. So during the process of photosynthesis, the sun has light energy, so that is being stored in the plants. So sunlight creates a chemical reaction that gives plants energy to grow. So in short, plants has stored energy that is coming from the sun. Next, sound energy. Sound is a form of energy produced by hitting two objects together or by vibrating objects like strings of guitar. When you speak, sing, or hum, your vocal cords vibrate. So without any medium, sound cannot travel. So can you think of other objects that produces sound? Yes, we have musical instruments such as piano, violin, flute. So those are examples. What else? So we have so many objects that can produce sounds, right? At home, we have appliances. So what are those? We have television, radio. What else? How about outside of our house? Okay, you can hear the sound of transportations like cars, right? Tricycle. So those are things or objects that produces sound. So take note that when we say sound, just remember this one. Produced by hitting two objects together or by vibrating objects. Next, we have heat or thermal energy. So that is the energy from the moving molecules or tiny particles in matter. So it is transferred from bodies of higher temperatures to bodies of lower temperatures. So can you think of object that produces heat or thermal energy? Yes, we have microwave oven. What else? We have iron or plancha. So that is another object that produces heat or thermal energy. So take note of this: moving molecules or tiny particles in matter. So that refers to what we call heat or thermal energy. Next, we have light. Light is an energy that is transported and produced by vibrations of exceedingly small particles in matter through what we call electromagnetic waves or EM waves. So the sun's energy travels as a visible light, so the only EM wave that can be seen by the naked eyes. So what other things that produces light energy? Okay, we have the fluorescent lamp or yung mga bumbilya sa bahay. So that is an example of object that has light energy. What else can you give? Aside from sunlight. Okay, television also that produces light. We have also cell phone. When you turn on your cell phone, that produces light energy. So that is what we call light energy, children. So just remember when we talk about light energy, so that produces through electromagnetic waves or what we call EM waves. Next, we have electricity. Electricity is an energy when electrons move from one atom to another. So take note of this, children. Move from one atom to another. Atoms are basic building blocks of matter that make up everything. Electrons are small particles that spin around the center of the atom holding a negative charge, while protons are particles in the center of an atom that hold a positive charge. So can you think of objects that uses electricity or what we call electrical energy at home? Yes, so we have a lot. Examples, we have appliances. So we have so many different kinds of appliances at home that uses electricity, such as television, we have computer set, laptops, refrigerator, washing machine, the fluorescent or incandescent bulb. We have the air condition unit. So those are examples of objects that uses electricity. So take a look at the illustration. So we have here examples of objects that uses different forms of energy. So like for example, guitar. So that uses sound energy from vibrations of guitar strings. Next, we have sunlight. So that produce light and heat energy that is coming from the sun. Next, so as I mentioned earlier, so we have here appliances like electric fan, television, radio. So these things uses electricity that runs these appliances. Next, we have heat energy. So we we have here firewood. So that produced by burning woods. So those are examples of objects that uses sound, light, and heat, electricity, and heat energy, children. Okay, so this time, let's take a look at the illustration of an atom. Name the different particles found in the atom. So you will supply the missing words to complete the statement, children. Okay, so the two particles of an atom found in the center of it are blank and blank. While the particle blank constantly spins around the center of an atom is called blank. Electricity is produced whenever electrons move from one atom to another. When objects are rubbed against each other, the electrons of their atoms have the tendency to move from one atom to another. How electrons move depends on the electron attraction of the atoms. Some objects like metals share electrons easily, while some like plastic and rubber do not. Objects that share electrons easily are conductors, and those that do not share electrons easily are what we call insulators. Materials that may or may not share electrons are called semiconductors. Semiconductors are often used in electronics. So take a look at the atoms, children. Okay, so here we have what we call, that is at the center, the nucleus. Then we have here neutron, proton, and the electron. So the electron is the one that spins around the center of an atom. Okay, so can you give now the missing words? So what do you think is the answer in number 1? Okay, that's right. That is what we call proton. Next, we have neutron. Then, electron. So take note, electron constantly spins around the center of an atom. Now, what do you call the center of an atom? Okay, so that is what we call nucleus. So those are the missing words in our paragraph. Okay, so this time let's complete the graphic organizer below. Apply the concepts you learned on the different forms of energy. So this is learning task number 1. Complete the chart by writing the needed information inside the box. Copy and answer the graphic organizer on your answer sheet. Okay, so take a look at the graphic organizer, children. So we have here the forms of energy. Then, what do you think is the form of energy that produced when electrons move from an atom to another? Next, produced through electromagnetic wave. So what form of energy is that? Next, produced through constant movement of molecules. And the last one, produced by making vibrations or heating objects. So can you give now the answer? Okay, so we have electricity. Next, light, heat, and okay, sound. So very good. So did you get the 4 forms of energy? Nice. Next, learning task number 2. Watch the video about the different transformations of energy and answer the following activity on your answer sheets. So children, please pay attention and watch carefully the video that I will play.
Hey everybody, Ms. Dupree here. This video is about energy transformations. As we have already learned, there are many different types of energy, such as light, heat, sound, mechanical or motion energy, electricity, and chemical or stored energy. So where does the energy that we need and use come from? Actually, all the energy in the universe is already here. Energy does not really get made, and energy does not really get used up. Instead, energy changes from one form to another form. Have you seen the movie Transformers? The Transformers are able to change form, from robots to cars. Energy does the exact same thing. It changes from one energy type to another energy type, just like the Transformers. In fact, that's what the word transform means, to change form. Let's start with an example. Lamps need electricity to work. When you turn on a lamp, the electrical energy is transformed into light energy so that you can see. The transformation is from electrical to light. It's still energy, it has just changed form. Here's another example. Firewood is chemical energy. Remember, chemical energy is energy stored inside something, waiting to be used. When you burn the firewood, that chemical energy is transformed into light and heat energy. The energy transformation is from chemical to heat and light. Here's another example using chemical energy. Remember, chemical energy is stored energy. Food is an example of chemical energy because the energy in the food is not being used until we eat it. When you eat a cheeseburger, the stored chemical energy is transferred into your body, giving you the energy to run and move. So the stored chemical energy has been changed into mechanical energy, the energy of motion. The energy transformation is from chemical to mechanical. One last example. Johnson Middle School is famous for its green energy. We have solar cells on the roof of the school. Solar energy from the sun, in the form of light, is captured by these solar cells. The solar cells transform the solar light energy into electricity. The electricity comes into our building and is transformed again into energy that we use in the classroom, such as light, heat, or sound. The energy transformation is from light to electricity to heat, light, and sound. Make sense? Okay, now it's your turn to try. For each example given, see if you can identify the energy transformation taking place. There may be more than one transformation that happens. You can pause the video if you need to give time to think about the answer. Whew, it's hot in here. Let's turn on the fan. What energy transformation is happening here? Well, the fan needs electricity. When you turn on the fan, it starts turning the blades to blow air. This is mechanical energy, the energy of motion. So, the energy transformation is from electricity to mechanical. Did you get it right? Let's try another one. I need to call Grandma. Luckily, I have a cell phone, and its battery is all charged up. What energy transformation is happening here? Well, the battery is using stored chemical energy. When I turn the phone on, the battery's chemical energy transforms into electricity. The electricity is then transferred into sound so that I can hear Grandma. Let's try one more. Wow, it's so dark. Good thing I have my flashlight. What energy transformation is happening here? Well, the battery is using stored chemical energy. When I turn the flashlight on, the battery starts transforming from chemical energy to electricity. Then the electricity changes into light energy. The great thing about energy transformation is that it takes an energy that we can't use and changes it into a form that we can use. For example, plants can use light energy from the sun to make food, but humans can't. We're not producers. However, the light energy is stored in the plants as food, and we can eat the food and get that stored chemical energy. So if you think about it, the energy from a carrot really came from the sun. The light energy transforms into chemical energy. If you eat a steak, that's chemical energy too. That chemical energy was once stored in a cow. The cow got the energy from eating grass, which is also chemical energy. The grass got the energy from the sun's light energy during photosynthesis. So, the energy that you got from that steak also once came from the sun.
Okay, so you have learned about energy transformation. So this time, let's have the performance task. So you will complete the paragraph by writing the equivalent word or group of words in each diagram presented. So write your complete paragraph or answer on your answer sheet, children. Okay, so all you have to do is to copy this one. Then after answering it, take a picture, then attach it into our Google Classroom. So you have there the solar energy or energy coming from the blank enters the Earth's atmosphere through electromagnetic blank. The sunlight is a form of blank energy that when hits objects here on Earth transform into blank energy or thermal energy and increases the object's blank. So this task is very easy if you just pay attention at the very first part of our video. Okay, so again, don't forget to attach your output into our Google Classroom under this video. Week 3. So that's end our lesson. I hope you learned something about energy transformation. Thank you and God bless everyone.